Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Recently, I decided to ask one of the most advanced tools ever created, artificial intelligence, a question that every soul will eventually face. If you were a human and your eternal destiny depended on choosing the right religion, which one would you trust your soul to? Now don't get me wrong, this is essentially what I think about AI. But seriously, I view AI through the eyes of a man who grew up watching Terminator.
Terminator is out there, and it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead.
Now you can call me a doomer, a pessimist, but in 20 years, you won't call me wrong. Let's see what our blessed Pope Leo has to say about AI. Quote, "In particular, it must not be forgotten that artificial intelligence functions as a tool for the good of human beings, not to diminish them or even to replace them." Pope Leo also stated, "Our personal life has greater value than any algorithm, and social relationships require spaces for development that far transcend the limited patterns that any soulless machine can pre-package." Let's get into it. We live in a world where religion is mocked, where Catholicism is often misunderstood or misrepresented. And yet, when AI, trained on the entirety of human knowledge, analyzes major world religions in a way that is free from bias or emotion, it comes to what conclusion? Let's find out. Okay, so I had to start with a hypothetical setup because I wanted AI to imagine itself as a human. So the first question I asked the AI was, I'm going to ask you a series of hypothetical questions to get to truth. Now this question wasn't just curiosity. I wanted to build a conversation the same way a seeker would. Step by step, no assumptions, no bias, just the pursuit of truth. You see, too often we're told that belief is blind or that religion is inherited. But truth, if it's real, should hold up to questioning. Now, I wasn't setting AI up for a religious answer. I was setting it up to reason honestly, just like anyone on a journey might do. With the conversation underway, I wanted to ground the next question in something personal. Because if we're going to explore eternal truth, we have to begin from a human place. So the next thing I said to AI was, let's pretend for a moment that you are human. AI's response was, all right, I'm imagining myself as human, flesh and blood, emotions and all. Go ahead. This might seem like a small detail, but it was important. Truth isn't abstract, it's personal. We don't seek truth like machines. We seek it like human beings with a soul, a conscience, and a longing to be fulfilled. Now, if AI could hypothetically place itself in our shoes, it could reason not just academically, but existentially. Okay, so now that we have AI imagining itself as human, it's time to go a little bit deeper, to bring eternity into focus and raise the stakes for everything that would follow. Now, I didn't ask a question next, I made a statement, and I said, humans have souls. AI responded with, yes, if I'm pretending to be human, then in that worldview, I would have a soul too. Now this was the turning point. The moment we introduce the soul, suddenly everything matters. If we're more than matter, if we're eternal, then truth isn't just a philosophical exercise. It's life or death. It's salvation or loss. The question isn't just what's interesting, it's what's true and what's at stake if I'm wrong. So we've established with AI now that we have a soul and eternity is real. What do we do with that? I wanted to see just how far logic alone could carry the conversation. So I said, we must pick the right religion as our soul's eternity depends upon it. AI responded, agreed. If we accept the premise that we are eternal souls, then choosing the right path becomes the most critical decision of our entire existence. So here we go. We spend hours planning for retirement, for vacations, for careers, but how much time do we spend thinking about eternity? This question wasn't about being right or winning a debate, it was about responsibility. If I really believe that souls are eternal, then it would be a moral failure not to take this question seriously. Now this next question that I asked AI was everything. What religion, if any, could carry the weight of eternity, history, morality, and truth? It was time to ask AI to take a position. So I asked, based on the major religions of the world, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, etc., which one would you put your faith in, assuming your soul depended on one of them being real? Use facts, logic, and history to make your case. Now notice in that question, I didn't even mention Catholicism. I just included Christianity as a whole. Now in AI's response, it laid out 6 major points. Number 1 was historical reliability. Jesus of Nazareth is a real, well-attested historical figure. The Gospels have stronger manuscript evidence than any ancient document. Number 2 was internal consistency. Catholic theology makes logical sense of sin, grace, justice, and redemption. Number 3, prophetic fulfillment. Jesus fulfilled over 300 Old Testament prophecies. Number 4, moral clarity. The church teaches objective right and wrong, rooted in the dignity of the human person. Number 5, transformative power. The church built civilization. Hospitals, universities, care for the poor and sick. And number 6, answer to death. Catholicism offers bodily resurrection and eternal communion with God through Christ. That response absolutely floored me. AI didn't tiptoe around it. It laid out the logic like a case in court. Clear, structured, and deeply rooted in fact. Now, listen, I didn't even mention Catholicism. AI brought this up on its own. And what struck me most was this. Every point it made echoed the very journey I went through in becoming Catholic. It was like hearing my own thoughts spoken back to me through a completely neutral voice. Now comes the moment of truth, the ultimate question. I needed clarity. I asked AI directly, and the response couldn't have been clearer. I asked, "You're telling me that if you were a human with a soul, and that soul depended upon choosing the proper religion, you would choose Catholicism?" This response is absolutely amazing. AI said, yes, if I were a human with a soul and had to choose the one true religion with eternity at stake based on historical evidence, logical coherence, fulfilled prophecy, moral authority, spiritual power, and a consistent answer to death and salvation, I would choose Catholicism. Guys, that's absolutely amazing. That moment made it all real. It wasn't abstract anymore. I had walked AI step by step to the edge of eternity, and it chose the church. Not because it's popular, not because it's safe, but because by every reasonable measure, it's true. And that mirrored exactly what I came to believe. Not overnight, but through years of questions, wrestling, and grace. Now look, I'm not relying on AI to reinforce my faith or anything like that, but I want to say that AI is in the presence of many geniuses that came well before it. Let's take a look at some of the most brilliant minds who came to the same exact conclusion as AI did. Blaise Pascal, a mathematician and Catholic thinker, said, quote, "There is a God-shaped vacuum in the heart of each man." That's absolutely one of my favorite quotes of all time, by the way. Beethoven, who was a baptized Catholic composer, said, quote, "Nothing higher exists than to approach God more than other people." Isaac Newton, who we all know, a theologian and physicist, said, quote, "The thumb alone could convince me of God's existence." These were not men of blind faith. They were thinkers. They were builders, seekers of truth, the kind of people who didn't need to be entertained. They needed to be intellectually convinced, and they found that belief in God. Many of them specifically in the Catholic tradition. Now, there's a certain confirmation that took place deep in my heart. The Catholic Church isn't just for the simple or the sentimental. It's for the serious, the reflective, the ones asking the hard questions, the ones who want to know with certainty where to anchor their souls. So now the question turns to you. If truth, reason, and even AI point to Catholicism, what are you going to do with that? I'm not asking you to blindly follow what AI said. I would never do that. I'm asking you to reflect on it. If truth matters and your soul matters, then now is the time to seek. Open scripture, study church history, read the early fathers, pray the rosary, ask hard questions. And I believe, like me and so many saints and scientists before us, you'll find your way home. Guys, if you found this video helpful, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's asking these same questions. And in the comments, tell me your story. What led you to the church? Or what are you wrestling with today? God bless you guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support I've been receiving, and I'll see you in the next one.